My name is Porsche Thomas, and I'm a vegan chef, model, writer, and a mother of two beautiful twin boys. And I'm here with DESIRELIST. So I was born in Brooklyn in the 80s. Brooklyn was a very different time then. And I ended up moving a lot as a kid. My parents separated really early, and so I lived between like Miami, Brooklyn, and Beverly Hills. So I've had like all different styles of life. And I think that really influences, a lot of my writing and a lot of my cooking and, even how I'm raising my children. It's like I feel like I've had so many different experiences and I meld them all together to create, what my life is now. I started modeling pretty late. My parents wouldn't let me do it before I turned 18, and by then you're old. So most of my career I've definitely been like an older model, which is LA is a great place to do that. But then I also, when I was 18, I worked at JP Morgan. And then I worked at VH1 for a bunch of years before I moved out here to pursue modeling and acting full time. I've worked with amazing clients. I've done shows for Vogue. I was like in a national Nikon commercial with Ashton Kutcher during that whole Ashton Kutcher Nikon commercial phase. And I've done a lot of beauty campaigns. I've done, stuff with Smashbox. I've worked with Anastasia. I've worked with Black Radiance. I was the face of Black Radiance. For me, the thing I think is the coolest is like Vogue shows. I've done like a couple of CFDA Vogue shows, which I think are, for me, that's like, my big exciting moment. Usually in a show there's like anywhere between like 20 and 40 models, and so it's just like, it's like playtime. And you get to hang out with your friends and be, and really only working for like 4 minutes. So no, I love doing shows because for me, when moving to LA, I started doing shows and that's how I first made friends. When I was in high school, I had considered going to culinary school, and my dad's a restaurateur. And he's like, okay, you can come work for me when you graduate. And I was like, never mind, I'm not doing that. So cooking is something that I had always done for fun, and I was always really super good at it. But then I became lactose intolerant maybe 9 years ago, and I had to learn how to make all of the foods that I love to enjoy without using dairy, and that's kind of how the vegan thing happened. And then, I was a vegan chef much longer than I've actually been vegan. It wasn't until I became pregnant that I decided to really try to make a career of being a vegan chef, and take it really seriously. And that's when I became certified in plant-based nutrition, and I started learning so much more. And the more that I learned, the more I knew I had to be vegan myself. And that's when I finally cut out the meat. And that was a week before my children were born. So I'm actually raising my children vegan as well. They've never had meat, they haven't had any dairy. But I don't feel like they're missing out on anything. There's so many things on the market now. There's so many options and substitutions that are available to us now that really we don't, if you've had the Impossible Burger, you never need to have a regular burger ever again, Now they have these sausages, I make the best vegan mac and cheese anyone's ever had. My lasagna tastes like the lasagna you grew up having, except there's no animal in it whatsoever. There's no cheese. You're not gonna get sick from it because most of us are lactose intolerant anyway to some degree, and we just accept discomfort in our lives when we don't have to. I'm a mom of twin boys, August and Berlin. They're a year and a half. And I'm also, I guess I'm a stage mom because they're on the hit show Blackish, playing baby Devante. And they're amazing. And they're a lot of work, and they're funny, and they're smart, and I prayed for funny, smart babies, and that's exactly what I got. So I'm very grateful for them. They're amazing. Since the birth of my children, I feel like this new, what's the word? It's like they've given me like new drive. They're my reason for everything now. It made me realize that I need to, we have one life, and I need to pursue the things that I'm passionate about. And I'm very passionate about making people laugh. And I'm really passionate about creating content and worlds that exist that people don't necessarily know about, and want to. That's the whole beauty of television and film, is creating worlds. So that's something that's been super important to me. And also, having them be in the business too, it's like, okay, we're in the business now, so let's just do it. We're gonna do it all the way. The vegan chef thing is still super important to me because during that time of research and exploration into that part of me, I realized how important it is to get the message about being vegan out to the Black community. That's something that came up a lot for me, is that people in the Black community said, well, that's for rich people. Rich people can be vegan, we can't. You know, we can't find certain ingredients, you know, it's too expensive, you know, food doesn't taste good. And so my whole job was to make food that they want to eat, that I want to eat, because I only make the stuff that I like, you know, that's all I want to make. I don't want to make anything fancy. I want to make mac and cheese, lasagna, stuffed shells, meatloaf, you know, the stuff that I grew up eating. That's what I want. And I also want to educate people that it doesn't have to be expensive, that there are ways that it will be expensive, but that there are ways that it doesn't have to be. And that there are ways to find, you know, ingredients that are fresh and that are healthy in your community, in every community. And if you can't find certain things in your community, we have things like Amazon now and Thrive Market. And, you know, I just feel like what's missing is the education, and that's where I wanted to come in. And so I've created an online course that helps people, you know, it's like a 30 video course that people can purchase and watch online with all the tools that they need to really have like a successful long vegan journey. And I've always been a writer, you know, that's what I went to college for, and that's something that I thought I was going to be a journalist, and then I discovered comedy, which turned out, when you discover comedy, you kind of realize you had always been performing for your family and for your friends, and to get out of awkward situations. And that's something that I think that I definitely like do into my writing. You know, real life, as sad and hard and, you know, painful as it can be, there's always humor in all of it. You can always find the humor in it.